Kia ora, this is John Winters, Supermarket Sleuth, welcoming you back to my normal studio for this week's look at what's happening in supermarkets both in Australia and in the UK. And we start this week with Australia. 9 in 10 Aussies believe that the country should be producing more products locally following the COVID-19 pandemic. The research by Roy Morgan finds that Australians' key motivations for manufacturing locally include reducing Australia's reliance on other countries, that's 38%, creating jobs, that's 28%, supporting Australian business and industry, that's 26%, a safeguard to take account of vulnerable international supply chains, that's 20% of people, and strengthening Australia's economy, 16%. Roy Morgan's CEO Michelle Levine says most Australians are now organising delivery of products, doing online research prior to making a purchase, shopping online, both in stores they would usually visit and different stores. And critically, since COVID-19, Australians have an ever greater preference for Australian-made products, says Levine. Australian-Made's website has doubled in online traffic from April to June, compared to the same period last year. And encouragingly for Australia, he says that 43% of Australians are now more likely to look for country of origin labelling on products. Turning to the environment, Pasadena and Fewville Foodlands are making massive strides in sustainability and to encourage eco-friendly shopping. The supermarkets are the first in Australia to eliminate single-use plastic fruit and veg bags through their stores. They're introducing compostable bags for fresh fruits and vegetables, deli and baked goods. Hooray, that's a good move. Reducing the store's waste and environmental impact, it'll save more than 3 million plastic bags or 7 tonnes of soft plastic from going into landfill. The certified compostable bags break down just like plants in a composting environment. They're made from cornstarch, a renewable source. Unlike plastic bags, they don't leave microplastics or toxic residues behind. Now we turn to Aldi, the German discounter, with a story to interest listeners in Australia and the UK. An heir to the Aldi dynasty, which in the past has been very secretive, has declared war on his own family. He's alleged that his mother and siblings have been defrauding the company. The legal action by a Nikolai Albrecht, a grandson of one of the two Aldi founders, Theo Albrecht, is the latest twist in a long-running feud inside the billionaire family. In his formal legal complaint, Albrecht accuses his mother, Babette, his two sisters and their lawyer of enriching themselves at the company's expense and contrary to two legal rulings from 2017 and 2019. On top of that, he says he's been excluded from the payouts, said to be worth about 30 million euros every year. State prosecutors in the northern city of Kiel have confirmed they've received the complaint, filed personally by Albrecht, and it's now being studied. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Aldi empire has stores in 20 countries, 220,000 employees and a combined turnover of about 81 billion euros. It began life in 1945 when Theo Albrecht and his brother Karl, who recently died, took over the family grocery shop, originally named Albrecht Distributors, in the western city of Essen. Now discounters. Now let me explain something about why they chose Aldi, because AL of Albrecht and DI of discounters. You might say, well, why in a German city was it called discounters? Why didn't they use the German name for discounters? At that time there wasn't a name for discount in the German language, so they had to use an English word. And so Aldi was born out of Albrecht discounters. 3 years later they launched Aldi, taking the first two letters of the original name, as I said, and adopting the discount principle of limited stock and low prices. They expanded the business across Germany. In 1961, the brothers divided their company into two. Karl took Germany's southern half, and Aldi Süd is the retailer operating in Australia, the US, the UK and Ireland. In the north, it's called Aldi Nord. Theo's Aldi Nord is the company at the centre of the family row, which began with the death of 58-year-old Berthold Albrecht, son of founder Theo in 2012. As can be seen from the locations of Aldi Süd stores, they're in English-speaking countries, and the Aldi Nord stores are in Germany and other non-English-speaking countries. Could this lead to a breakup of the two companies? Time will tell. Now we switch to the UK, and Aldi is the subject of our first story. It's claiming to be the first supermarket in the UK to launch own-label concentrated cleaning liquids for refilling spray bottles. 6 new Powerforce concentrated products, including window, shower, kitchen and bathroom concentrates, go on sale today. Each one lets customers mix the concentrate with tap water to create 4 bottles of cleaning spray, cutting the need to buy single-use spray bottles each time. Aldi says the move will save an estimated 550 tonnes of single-use plastic a year. That's a lot of plastic. It's certainly on to protecting the environment. It aims to have all its own label packaging recyclable, reusable or compostable by 2022, which isn't that far away, and halve the amount of plastic packaging it sells by 2025. Refill systems are certainly going to be the way of the future, with big brands such as Unilever and Procter & Gamble rolling out more products in refillable form. Tesco is also taking part in trials of the new Loop scheme, where online shoppers can buy leading food, household cleaning and toiletry brands in reusable containers delivered to their door, then collected once used and sanitised to be refilled. Now we turn to Asda, which will soon probably have a slight change in ownership. It seems to be planning a number of changes even before a new part-time owner comes on board. It's to trial a new convenience store format with forecourt operator EG Group and introduce B&Q shop within a shop inside some of its stores. Now, obviously, they're picking up what Sainsbury's did when Sainsbury's acquired Argos, and Argos came inside its stores. The move is part of Asda's test and learn strategy launched last year, aiming to develop partnerships with brands complementing the supermarket's existing offering. The new convenience offer is branded Asda on the Move, to be initially trialled at EG forecourts in Ashby, Learmore and Primley in the Midlands. EG operates about 360 forecourt sites across the UK and thousands in Europe, North America and Australia. The TDR capital-backed firm was recently named as a contender in the race to acquire Asda, but then it dropped out. But now it appears that the front-runner Lone Star is not going forward with its bid, so TDR could come back in. Asda has opened smaller format stores in the past, but the forecourt format represents its first concentrated push into the convenience channel. It may have something to do with the fact convenience stores have thrived during the pandemic as people look to shop closer to home. Turning to the B&Q Corporation, it involves trialling compact concessions within 4 Asda superstores. The first 2 stores, opening in Dagenham and Sheffield later this year, will be operated by B&Q and sell a wide selection of products. But that's not the only trial that's happening. Asda's piloting a trial with online retailer Music Magpie in 5 stores in the north and will extend its existing partnership with accessories retailer Claire's to another 15 stores from now onwards. Now, Poundland is beginning trialling the sale of beers, wines and spirits in selected stores as part of a drive to widen its product range. The new shop-in-shop sections offer a selection of drinks from brands like Carling, Strongbow, Blossom Hill, Echo Falls, Gordon's and Smirnoff. The value retailer says it plans to test which ranges should be part of a wider rollout next year. The trial was launched earlier this year in Cannock, Stoke Festival Retail Park and Stockport. It seems it had a positive reaction from customers. Now, moving from supermarkets to suppliers, Unilever's shareholders in the Netherlands have given the green light to a plan to move by November from a dual Anglo-Dutch corporate structure to a single parent company headquartered in the UK. The plan was revealed in June, almost 2 years after major investors sank a previous attempt to move the company's headquarters to the Netherlands. For it to go ahead, it must now be approved by investors in the British entity Unilever plc, and they're due to vote on the 12th of October. In place for 90 years, the transition from a dual structure to a single PLC company in the UK is to give this business more flexibility for what they call portfolio evolution. In plain speak, this means it will be far easier to handle equity-based acquisitions or demergers. Owner of a number of indulgent brands, Mondelez International says it's looking to acquire healthier snack brands as consumers watch their weight and governments around the world try to tackle rising obesity. Speaking to the Financial Times, the group's chief executive, Dirk van der Poot, said, "If you talk about health and wellness, for sure we want to launch brands, but launching new brands is not easy, and acquiring brands that already have the prestige and client base and are starting to develop is easier." He admitted that some of its more indulgent products could contribute to obesity and that it was focusing on educating consumers about what they eat, saying, their quotes, "It's the right thing to do." Like other food manufacturers in the same market, Mondelez has been working to reduce sugar, salt and saturated fat in its products, including cutting calories from confectionery aimed at children. Now we turn to global brands. The food and drink sector is one of the few that should suffer limited impact as a result of COVID-19, with the world's top food and drink brands unlikely to lose brand value, according to the latest Brand Finance Food and Drink 2020 report. Coca-Cola keeps the title of the world's most valuable soft drink brand, recording a steady 5% increase in brand value to $37.9 billion US. Its brand worth is more than double that of its second place rival Pepsi, and Pepsi is up 2% to $18.9 billion US. Apart from calculating overall brand value, Brand Finance also calculates the relative strength of brands through a balanced scorecard of metrics, evaluating market investment, stakeholder equity and business performance. According to these criteria, Coke is also the world's strongest soft drink brand, with a brand strength index, which is known as BSI, strength of 90.9 out of 100, and a corresponding elite AAA plus brand strength rating. But consistent with other soft drinks brands, its success has been disrupted by COVID-19, suffering the steepest drop in quarterly sales in over 25 years due to the fall in sales after bars, restaurants and cinemas were forced to close. Well, that's it folks for this week. You can find me on Facebook under Supermarket Sleuth Magic Talk and my checkout page, on YouTube on my Supermarket Sleuth channel, and I'm live on Saturday in New Zealand at 10:45 New Zealand time in the morning on the weekend live show. If the time doesn't suit you, a recording of the show goes up on my Supermarket Sleuth page on Facebook during the course of that day. Bye for now.